Hello and welcome to this tutorial. It's brought to you by loopwax.com, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make a deep house style bass. It's going to be quite similar to artists like Oliver Heldens and like Hannah Wants, and it's kind of that sort of UK bass sound. So this is the sound that we're going to be going for. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we're going to start from scratch. With a fresh massive here. Okay, so we'll start off with the voicing. And we want it monophonic. And I'm going to put the unison to about 8. Because in my experience, that seems to sound good for this sort of sound. And then we'll start off with oscillator 1. I'm going to move that to sine square. I'm going to put the wavetable position all the way up, leave the intensity all the way up, and leave the amp up as well. I'm going to route it all into filter 1, because that's the only filter we're actually going to be using today. And I'm going to drop the pitch down to -12 to give it that nice bass sound. So that's what we've got at the moment. And I'm going to do exactly the same to oscillator 2. -12 all the way up for them two. And for oscillator 3, that's going to be slightly different. I mean, it's still going to be -12. And it's still going to be a sine square, but we're going to use more of the sine wave this time. Keep the intensity all the way up. And I'm going to put the amp at about 1 o'clock. And route that into filter 1 as well. So before filtering, we should have this sort of sound. I mean, that's quite heavy. But what we're now going to do is we're going to add some filtering to it. Now, this is where the movement comes in. Okay, so I'm going to put the cutoff not particularly high, maybe about 8 o'clock. Same with the resonance, 8 or 9. And because it's the only filter, we can put the volume all the way up and the mix between filters 1 and 2 all the way up in the favour of filter 1, like so. Now I'm playing keys there, but we've not got any sound. That's because the cutoff's too low at the moment, so we're going to add a little envelope to that. Now this is the bit where you can really get creative with it. I mean, for this particular sound, I'm going to put it to about there. If you see that, you have to click on the arrows of number 1 and take it to the first box, and then click again. And then hold your mouse on number 1 and move up and down, and that lets you drag. So we've got that at the moment, which sounds really cool, but we're going to do a bit more to the envelope because I want to give it that wob sound. Okay, so I'm going to turn the attack up. I'm going to leave the level of the attack where it is. I'm going to leave the decay where it is, but I'm going to move the level ever so slightly down. And I'm going to give it some more release. You should be ending up with... Because of that, I think we can turn the cutoff up a bit more. More like that. Turn the master down, getting a bit of clipping. Now that's sounding heavy already. That's sounding good. But there's a few more things that we still need to do. I'm just going to check on envelope 4, which is the amp envelope. As you can see there, it's automatically assigned when you start a fresh massive anyway. I'm just going to move the decay down a bit. And now I'm going to add some effects. So I like to add a bit crusher, not too much, because it's not like an EDM bass. It doesn't need that really heavy saw sound. It just needs a bit more oomph. The more you can crush it, you can see. But I just like to give it that bit more dimension. Same with classic tube as well. Again, not too much. Dry wet about maybe about 10, 11 o'clock. And the drive less than 9. Okay, so that's sounding pretty dirty now. In terms of the EQ, I'm going to boost the low shelf a little bit. Not very much at all though. It's already pretty big. Okay, so there you've got the basic sound. From here, there's a lot of creative moves you can sort of make. I mean, one of them, one of my favourite ones, with the amp envelope that we put onto the filter. If you move the attack down, that can sort of change it between the wob and the hard hitting. Like so. And there's other effects you can add as well. I mean, another way of doing it would be to add a little bit of modulation to show you the sound. And you could even add an envelope to that to make it better, or even change the oscillator that the modulation's being added to. I mean, that was for oscillator 1. You could try it for oscillator 2 as well. But there's a noticeable difference there. So yeah, there it is. We've got a deep house bass. Now make sure you stay tuned for more tutorials, because we've got plenty more on the way.